How's everybody doing today? This evening I will be making my southern smothered chicken, also known as chicken and brown gravy. The items you will need to make this dish will be in the description below. Let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start off with the chicken. We usually buy our chicken in bulk, and then my husband would either cut it up or separate them and place them in bags and store them in the freezer. So prior to them being placed in the freezer, it's already pretty much taken care of, cleaned and things like that. So basically all I have to do is just rinse this off. And then I'm going to start placing the herbs and spices on. Okay, now it's time to brown the chicken. So what I'm going to do is use butter. The difference between a Creole dish and a Cajun dish is butter and lard. Okay, for this dish I am using butter. Okay, you should be able to see the chicken seasoned very well, but now what we want to do is brown it. Turn this down a little bit. Okay, I am placing the chicken in the skillet. We're not actually cooking the chicken completely right now. We just want color on the chicken. It smells delicious. You want to be very careful with these legs, not to overcook them. As I've already mentioned, it's not about cooking the chicken completely at this stage. We are simply browning the chicken. We want some color on the chicken. Okay, at this stage, I have added a little butter to the skillet, and I've started transferring my chicken from the cast iron skillet to my Dutch oven. Okay, at this stage I am going to brown my seasoning, which is my Holy Trinity. If you aren't aware what Holy Trinity is, I will place a link in the description box. I have created a video explaining exactly what it is and how to make it. Okay, as you can see, I'm pretty much done with my Holy Trinity. It smells good, it looks good, and now it's time to make my gravy. I need you all to pay close attention because I'm going to show you something that you probably won't find anywhere else. So stay tuned. Okay, so let's do a small recap of what you've watched me do so far. You've watched me wash and clean the chicken, brown the chicken. Then you've watched me take care of the vegetables or my Holy Trinity. And now it's time to put this together after making the roux or the gravy. Okay, so I have decided that I will share this with you all. I haven't found anyone else with this little secret. Okay, most people, when they explain to you how to make a roux, aka the basis to a gravy, they will explain to you how you use oil or butter and flour to make that roux. But I am going to show you something simpler, easier, and quicker. Are you with me? Then let's get to it. The items you're going to need to make this roux is kitchen bouquet, flour, and some water. You can swap this out for other brands, so you will look for something called browning or seasoning sauce. Okay, in order to make this roux, I'm going to need water. I do not want the water to be warm at all, so just make sure that it's cold. And I am going to start out with 2.5 cups of water. I'm going to set that there. I then want to scoop in some flour. So this is 1/4 cup of flour. It doesn't have to be exact. I'm going to use 2 of those. I then need to take a spoon or a fork. I'll use a fork, and I'm going to stir that in. Make sure you get all the lumps out. That's why you want to make sure that it's cold and not warm. If it's warm, it will lump up on you. Okay? And then what I'm going to do is take my kitchen bouquet, a capful, and pour that in. I'm going to stir that in. I see some lumps in here. What I'm going to do is add a little more flour because I do have a large pot. Not sure if you all can see this. I'm hoping you can. Now, if you want your gravy to be darker, you could use more of the kitchen bouquet, which I want it to be a tad bit darker because I will be adding more water to this concoction once it's in the pot. So I used another capful. Okay, so let's put everything together. Move this out of the way so I can place my Dutch oven. This is the chicken that was browned, right? I want to add my gravy on my roux. I also want to now add my Holy Trinity. This is heavy. That's the only thing I hate about cast iron skillets, is that they are extremely heavy. Okay? I usually need help when I'm using some of these pots. You want every single bit of everything that was in this, because remember, I fried this with butter. And I also fried the chicken prior to frying this in here, so you're also getting the gravy that rendered from the chicken, from the fat of the chicken. And I had some in this as well. This is why I do not need, one of the reasons why I do not need chicken broth or any other type of flavoring. But if you want to add that, you can, but you do not have to. I'm going to make sure that this is on. And I'm going to stir this up really well. Now, some of you may think to yourself, oh, I never heard of that, and oh my God, why would she do something like that? I've never seen anybody else do it. Well, I tell you what, go to somebody else's video where they actually made their roux the normal, regular way, and look at their pot at this stage, and then look at mine, and tell me what's the difference. I mean, I used the flour. I colored the flour, right? Because that's the reasoning why you actually make that roux. You want your flour or your gravy to be a certain color. Well, isn't that what happened here? Isn't that brown? Yes. I just did it without actually using the time. It's because it's very time consuming. And also without using the additional fat. So you can actually make smothered chicken and make it, you know, low in sodium, low in fat. Yes, you can. Of course, the taste will be different if you do not use any butter or any oil at all. And therefore, you did watch me use butter. So I will not be losing any of that flavor here. I fried the chicken itself in butter, and I also fried the my Holy Trinity in butter. Okay, so there you have it. I put on the rice, so by the time this is done, in let's say 20-25 minutes, so will the rice. Now see, this is smothered chicken, ladies and gentlemen. What you would do is add your seasoning to taste. Like for those of you who are into spicy food, then you can add that at this point, or you can add it to your individual plates. I am not a spicy person, therefore any of the meals that I create will not have that hard-hitting bite to it. Okay? The only thing that I will make that will have the bite to it would be dishes like jambalaya, and some of my etouffee dishes. Anything dealing with seafood, I kind of do enjoy it to have a little bite to it. Other than that, I don't want my food real spicy. So there you have it. Smothered chicken. I hope you all enjoy. Have a great day.